This is the story of the woman who crafted an entire nation's cultural identity. Her name? It's a name you've likely never heard before, Carmen Sylva. But her influence, it's monumental, I promise. By the end of this story, you'll look at the power of art and words entirely differently. So stick around, because you're about to uncover one of the most overlooked stories in world history. Let's take a journey back to 19th century Romania. After centuries of being under Ottoman and Austro-Hungarian dominion, Romania had just emerged as an independent country in 1878. But independence is more than borders. A nation needs more than proclamations. It needs an identity, a heartbeat, a soul that connects its people. And that's where Carmen Sylva comes in. But wait, who is Carmen Sylva? She was born Elizabeth of Wied, a German princess who married Romania's first king, Carol I. While you might think she'd be content to live a life of royal pomp, she had other plans. She adopted the pen name Carmen Sylva, Latin for forest song, and began writing poetry, stories, and essays inspired by Romanian folklore and culture. She knew one thing: Romania's spirit lay in its unique traditions and legends, and she committed herself to bringing that spirit to life. Here's the thing: Romania, a young and diverse country, lacked a strong, unified cultural identity at the time. Sylva identified this as a critical gap. She began collecting, preserving, and adapting local myths and folk songs. But she didn't stop there. Her literary works, diligently steeped in Romanian themes, began making waves internationally, partly because she used her status to shine a spotlight on Romania as an underdog brimming with untapped cultural wealth. Carmen Sylva wasn't just writing stories, she was crafting a narrative for a nation. Using her writing as a tool, she emphasized Romania's connection to deep-rooted European heritage, while celebrating its own unique traditions. Her prose ranged from enchanting retellings of ancient legends to heartfelt poems that explored life in rural Romania. But it wasn't merely literature, it was cultural diplomacy. Her work convinced European elites to see Romania not as an isolated backwater, but as a sophisticated nation with its own story to tell. Here's a fun fact for all you linguists out there. Carmen Sylva was among the first to write in both French and English about Romania, bridging linguistic gaps to spread her message further. And she didn't just stop at writing. She supported Romanian artists, artisans, and musicians, often inviting them to royal gatherings where their work could be showcased. Carmen Sylva knew the power of stories, not just to entertain, but to educate, to unite, and to transform perspectives. She played a major role in transforming how Romanians saw themselves and how the world saw Romania. Of course, her efforts didn't come without criticism. Many elites in Romania accused her of clinging too closely to German sensibilities, being too foreign to truly represent the country she loved. But for many ordinary Romanians, she was a queen who cared, a storyteller who cherished their tales and brought them to the world. Sadly, Carmen Sylva's contributions largely faded into obscurity over time, but her legacy is etched into the pages of Romania's cultural renaissance. So, here's your history takeaway for the day. Never underestimate the power of a story. In Sylva's hands, storytelling became nation-building. And now that you know her story, think about this. What tales define your community, your family, or even you? Maybe, just maybe, the next time you share a story, you'll be shaping history too.